Right now it's recording. Now I'm going to share my slides with you. Can you see my slides? Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good, right? So last week we were talking about the origin of the term, right? Ideology. Actually, it was firstly coined or introduced by great French philosopher Antoine de Tracy. What he has said, according to his point of view, right? This is the picture of Antoine de Tracy. According to him, ideology means the science of ideas. He said ideology as the new science of ideas because he pointed out ideas are coming out from our mind first, then the science starts. So then he came into the point by saying this, according to him, ideology is the queen among the all sciences, whether it is social sciences or natural sciences, right? So then it is like a science like biology, zoology, botany, chemistry, and all these things, or maybe economics, right? So that's his point of view. Science is based on ideas, then ideology can be considered as a queen of all sciences. Now we are going to move Shamina's requested slide, right? The importance of political ideology. So in here we can see few points. What is the first one? An important part of the analysis of political system, examination of ideologies or belief patterns that condition operation, right? It means that when we are going to study, as I mentioned before several times, a particular political system or country, or maybe a government, nature of the government or a government institution, like a political party, maybe parliament, maybe the executive, right? Or the king or queen, right? So then we can easily identify them if we apply ideology. It means to the lens of ideology, we can easily identify particular political system or the country, the nature of their political pattern, political behavior. That's the first important thing of political ideology, right? Then it is clear. Then the second one is ideologies have an important effect on life of political system, right? In our society, when we are living, number of ideologies are affecting towards us, right? It may be ecologism, it may be liberalism, it may be socialism, it may be feminism, it may be nationalism or conservatism. I will explain, pointing out examples. For example, in these days, there are a number of discussions in global level, regional level, national level as well as local level, right, regarding climate change and global warming. There are big problems, burning issues in current world, right? Corona is one side, but more than the corona, the effects of those things are very high, according to me and many other scientists, right? Therefore, number of discussions, number of investigations, number of research are going on regarding all these issues, melting glaciers and all these things. So the scientists predict that, so because of global warming and melting glaciers, the sea level will increase in the future. Because of that, many island countries like Maldives, Sri Lanka, and some of us, it will be very difficult to survive in the future, especially the island countries like Maldives. So then people are on threat. Therefore, number of policies. When we are talking about policies, we can identify two types of policies. One thing is public policies. Public policies, they are formulated and implemented by the government and government institutions. Then the second one is social policies. Social policies sometimes may be created by the government, sometimes may be created by the any other organization, or sometimes may be created by ourselves, by the people, for the benefit of people, right? For example, in these days, this corona pandemic situation, wherever we go, whenever we go, we keep 1 meter distance with others. So wherever we go, we are having mask, right? Then we are washing our hands. This type of suggestions, requests, or policies, firstly made by the international organizations like WHO, World Health Organization. Then after the government level or state level, they have taken those policies and they advised their citizens to follow those policies. Now they become socialized, right? They established in our society. Everyone, wherever, whenever they go, they would prefer to follow those policies. They would practice those policies. Wherever we go, whenever we go, we would like to wash our hands, wearing mask, right? Keeping social distance, 1 meter social distance. Likewise, policies can be identified in two categories: public policies and the social policies. Once they came as the public policies, then it become a social policies. So, however, I'm talking about regarding these two elements of the importance of political ideology. So, about our political life, political behavior, like that, if we accept the views of ecologism, they are talking about those issues: climate change, global warming, melting glaciers, the damage in ozone layer, and all these things. So then, ecologists, they suggested us to follow certain social policies when we are talking, when we are sitting, when we are sleeping, when we are having food, when we are walking, when we are living, when we are wearing, when we are combing, right? How we should do these things environment friendly. They suggested us, right? That's why it has been said that ideologies have an important effect on the life, effect on the style of political life of us, style of the political behavior of us in our society, right? So then we would prefer to use environmental friendly equipments, environmental friendly housing schemes, way of how constructing houses, environment using environmental friendly, eco-friendly vehicles, uh, such as electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles, three-in-plug vehicles, right? Like that. Or sometimes, most probably, foot cycle. For example, in Sweden and Denmark, the people of those countries are more environmental friendly. So then most of them would like to use foot bicycle, I mean the bicycle, because while we are riding bicycles, we are not participating to generate environmental harming effects, right? So that's why they would like to ride bicycles and so on. But sometimes we have to use vehicles, we have to use other type of electronic gadgets. But all the time, environmentalists suggested us to follow what? Environmental friendly gadgets, environmental friendly lifestyle, right? So that's how ecologism affects ecologism as an ideology affects on our day-to-day life, day-to-day social life. If we accept feminism, what is the main point of feminism? According to feminist point of view, men and women in our society, they are born naturally having different kind of biological uh, organs, biological settings. But when we are living in our society, when we are working in our society, all of us neglecting that barrier. I mean, uh, sexual barriers between men and women. Both of them should have, must have equal social status. Equal, they should have equal opportunity to contribute the society, to contribute the social development, to contribute the economic development, right? So, but traditionally, as a stereotype mentality doesn't uh, allow us to accept this kind of beliefs or perceptions, what we are following, what we are doing, because of that traditional stereotype mentality. Most of us, we would prefer to neglect the contribution which is coming from the uh, female side, right? So if we accept feminism, so we started to think about men and women are same and equal. They have equal rights. They have equal capacity. Equally, they can contribute to the development of our society, to the development of our economy. Equally, they can. We start to we treat them equally if we accept feminism, right? So that's one aspect. That's how feminism affects on our life, day-to-day life. day-to-day social behavior, day-to-day political behavior, day-to-day political thinking of us, right? So that's one aspect. If we like to have feminism, so now I have given two examples talking about environment, talking about ecologism, talking about feminism. So then if we accept what's called liberalism, then we started to accept free thinking. We like to accept diversity. We would prefer to tolerate diversity, diverse culture, pluralism, others' ideas and views, right? We start to respect them. We start to appreciate others' ideas and comments. Questions are coming from their side. Sometimes they may criticize our behavior, our thinking, our teaching, and our learning patterns. But if we accept liberalism, we should allow them to come out, right? We are not going to suppress them. That's the way of thinking and behaving liberalist, right? If we accept liberalism, that's how ideologies as a second element have an important effect on the style of political life in our society. That's how ideologies are effects on our day-to-day life, our day-to-day social behavior, our day-to-day political behavior. Not only that, uh, our thinking pattern, way of thinking, that's how these ideologies are affecting on our mind, right? I think now you have clear idea about this one, how political ideologies affect on our thinking pattern as well as social behavior, right? A concern with the third one, with diverse patterns of diverse pattern of ideological belief has been central aspect of contemporary political science. So then time to time, in political science, there are leading political ideologies, right? Like socialism, like liberalism, then also feminism, conservatism, fascism, nationalism, environmentalism, religious fundamentalism, right? At the time of 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, leading political ideology was in that time was liberalism. Everyone is in our society, whether they belong to bourgeois class, middle class, proletariat class, or lumpen proletariat class, urban class, rural class, whether they are, all of them would like to accept liberalism, because those centuries are the peaking centuries of liberalism and also industrial revolution, right? So then after, at the 18th century, there's a new ideology coming out. It's called socialism, right? Because of the lacking point of liberalism and industrial revolution, socialism came into exist. Then after, they started to what's called competition between socialism and the liberalism, especially after the Second World War. The world has been divided into two groups. like USA-led liberalist bloc, liberalist countries, USSR or Soviet Socialist Republic Russia led Eastern European countries and Soviet bloc or socialist bloc. These two groups started to compete in each and every sense, each and every stage to promote their ideologies, right? Then it has become like a war, but not like a war having huge weapons and ballistic missiles and other things, intercontinental ballistic missiles and other things. They started to support other groups, maybe other political and social groups who are in different parts of the world. So then it is called Cold War. Cold War. Right? There is a war, but it's cool. I mean, actually, it's not a cool. That's because of Cold War, the whole world at that time getting very warm, right? But sometimes they used their very heavy weapons like intercontinental ballistic missiles and others against each other, but secretly, right? I mean, they started to use them, like Cuban Missile Crisis and so on. We can point it out as example, right? Cuban Missile Crisis. So then after, in the world, feminism, then also ecologism. In these days, ecologism is very important. So at the time of struggle against two imperialist or colonial powers, nationalism was very important, right? So the people, those who are in many areas, are fighting against two colonial powers. They practiced nationalism as their political ideology. So that's how I can explain all these things. I mean, the importance of political ideology. I think you can have more clear idea about these things, right? If you have any questions, just raise your voice, or later on you can ask. You can just put a message, or you can directly ask through this Zoom application, right? Is there any questions regarding this slide? Any questions, Sankalpani? I think you want to talk.
No, sir. Okay.
Any questions?
No, sir.
What about the others? Shamila?
No, sir, because I got
Is it
everything.
clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. Where are you now? What's your hometown?
Bohavantala, sir.
Sorry?
Bohavantala.
Oh, Bhagavantala, right. Very beautiful
Yeah,
area,
sir.
right? So you are
Yeah,
sitting
sir.
over there in Bhagavantala among the tea states, right? Participating in our Zoom class.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, because you raised the last week to repeat those slides again, right? That's why I started to
Yeah, sir.
talk those things again, right? Okay, thank you very much. I think everyone are clear
Okay,
about
sir.
this slide, right? So now we are going
Yeah,
to
sir.
do next one, right?
Okay, sir.
Criticisms about ideology, right? Then I want to have some water. 1 minute. Okay, thank you. You can see from the slide, Max Lennon says ideologies are weapons like T56, AK-47, to pistol or cannon, or whatever the things, maybe intercontinental ballistic missiles, so maybe Trishul or Agni, because India and Pakistan, they are having their missiles on those names, right? Right? Maybe the ideologies or ideology can be used as a weapon like that, right? Is it clear? To what call to minimize, to condemn others idea or others points, other point of view. Anyone can use political ideology or ideologies to kill the others' views, but that's not a good behavior, right? Then the second one, ideology is a loose cannon when used professionally. Ideology is a loose cannon when used professionally. What's the meaning of cannon? Cannon. I took a picture about cannon to show you. Cannon is something like this. It's a weapon, right? Heavy weapon. What the scientists are saying, ideology sometimes can be used as a cannon, right? But someone is thinking about to use ideology professionally, then it becomes a loose cannon, right? It means ideology can be used professionally, tactically, using a smart way to establish certain ideas and ideologies of a particular person, group, institution, organization, movement, region, or the group of countries, right? Establish professionally, using a smart way of doing that, rather using a, sorry, our connection goes down from my side, right? Can everyone hear? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
I'm
Okay,
here.
okay, right. Hello? Right. I mean, ideology can be used as a cannon or heavy weapon to kill the others, right? But if someone wants to use it as a in a smart way, it can be done. Then it becomes a loose cannon. It means cannons anymore don't want to use, right? The people don't want to use cannon anymore because they can use ideology, they can express their views and ideologies professionally. Then they don't want to use ideology in a brutal way, in a bad way, like using a cannon. That's the second point, right? What's happened? Right now. Okay. I mean, this is the canon, right? So then another scholar, again, the same, I mean, McLennan, we find it in the slash and destroy mode when used to rubbish another point of view. It means if you want to put others' views in the garbage, like, so then we can use ideology to condemn others' point of view, others' ideologies in other organization, ideologies in other movement, ideologies in other organization, or ideologies in other country. We can use our ideology as a cannon to destroy all these things, right? So another idea is there. It's according to Daniel Bell, well, prominent scholar on political ideology, but he in here he's taken negative side of ideology. According to him, ideology can be used as a trap. Therefore, he used the words trap of ideology. So then we want to have more clear idea about this idea. What's the meaning of trap? So I have taken another example of a trap which is being used in coastal area or southern area to catch the fish. Then it is called traditional bamboo fish trap, right? Then people use these two equipments, traps, to catch the fish. Especially, they are being used in the rivers, right? Not in the seas, not in the sea, right? So then, if once we accept ideology, one ideology, then we will become a fish on the trap, like this type of trap, right? We can enjoy our freedom, we can enjoy our life, we can enjoy our thoughts and behavior, but within a certain limitation which was created by this trap, right? We cannot come out from this trap. Once, if we accept one ideology thoroughly, and when we go into this trap, we cannot come out like a fish in this type of trap, right? So that's the dangerous part of, harmful part of ideology. That's why Daniel Bell is saying that trough of ideology, right? It's like a trough. According to him, as the result of that, as the best of that, what would be the outcome? Outcome certainly would be dreadful outcomes, dreadful results, dangerous results, harmful results, harmful outcomes, right? So he's talking about negative side of ideology. Once, if we accept ideology thoroughly, deeply, right, then we would be a fish inside the traditional bamboo fish trap, right? I think you can understand this situation, understand the example. Then what will be the result? Definitely the fish will be in the marketplace, or later on they will be eaten by someone, right? Like this situation is same. Look at the scenario of fascist or Nazist in Germany. They thoroughly, deeply accepted fascism or Nazism, which was introduced by and followed by Adolf Hitler. Then the majority of Germans, they accepted thoroughly, deeply that type of consciousness and also ideology. Then what was happened to them? Like fish in the traditional bamboo trough in Sri Lanka, the Germans, those who believed thoroughly fascism or Nazism, they were on the trough. They didn't think about others. They didn't care about the others. They did not care about the humanity. They did not care about the good things and the difference between good and bad things. Whatever the things proclaimed or announced by the leader Adolf Hitler, they implemented, they accepted it, and they implemented it. Then we know very well what was the result of that acceptance, right? So once we believe that one side of ideology, then it become a person like that, right? Then I move next one, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. In German ideology, the book name, which was written by them jointly, Marx and Engels, in 1846. In that book, they wrote, the ideas of the ruling class are in every effort the ruling ideas of a particular society. The class which is the ruling material force of society is at the same time the ruling intellectual force. The class which has the mean of material production at it has control at the same time over the means of mental production. It means, as I mentioned before, the society can be divided into two parts, upper structure and the lower structure, upper structure and the base, right? Base is consisted of economic factors. According to Marx and Engels, the class which is having power, controlling power of the base or economic factors, they can have opportunity to control all other things which are in upper structure. That's their main argument. The class which is having controlling power of the base, they can control all other things which are in upper structure. It means the class which is having economic power of the base, economic power on the base, economic power which is in down part, right? On the foundation or base, they can have opportunity to control education, religion, love and hate. Then the all other intellectual forces in upper part of the structure. That's their point of view, Marx and Engels. But sometimes Friedrich Engels understood ideology. Actually, he criticized ideology, saying that ideology helps to generate false consciousness, not like the real consciousness. False consciousness. Consciousness means something in our mind. If you accept ideology, then it will automatically generate false consciousness in our mind, according to Engels. That's his point of view. But later on, we are learning. Right? We are learning the first socialist or classical Marxist or classical Marxist who highly accept and used the importance of ideology. According to him, ideology can be used to eradicate, to remove false consciousness from our mind. Instead of that, according to him, so class consciousness can be formed in our mind, can be established, can be installed in our mind, right? According to him, false consciousness, there are false consciousness, obviously. According to him, false consciousness must be removed from our mind. Instead of that, class consciousness wants to be should be established in our mind. Then it leads to socialist revolution. According to him, class consciousness leads to socialist revolution, right? That's his argument. Actually, he used this method when he were organizing revolutionaries against to SARS regime in USSR before 1917. Right? So that's how they used ideology as a concept, and the practical usages of political type of things, right? So then another person, Antonio Gramsci. This is the Gramsci, the photo of Gramsci, Antonio Gramsci. According to him, is actually produced new concept. It's called, he's very famous because of this, hegemony. Hegemony. According to his point of view, Ideology is something of bourgeoisie's idea and theories. According to his point of view, ideologies are ideologies are produced by bourgeois classes or intellectuals, those who are having connections with bourgeois classes. Bourgeois class means the capitalist classes, rich classes, rich people, right? According to Gramsci, ideologies are the productions of rich people or the scholars, those who are having those kind of rich people. That's his main argument. Then in diverse society, if there are certain groups, social groups, political groups, right? So according to Gramsci, one of them emerged on the surface and starts to control others. One of them emerged on the surface and it will start to dominate others, other ideologies, other groups, other social and political groups. One of them emerged and starts to dominate others. That's why he's using the word hegemony to identify. Hegemony is something like dominance, right? Dominance. Others are existing, but one of the dominant ideology, one of the dominant class will not allow others to come into the ruling position. That's his argument. Right? According to him, ruling ideology in our society should be replaced by proletarian hegemony. Right? That's how he advised to eradicate ruling ideology of the ruling class in our society using proletarian hegemony and proletarian ideologies, right? So another thing is that according to Gramsci, that type of ruling ideology can be seen in everywhere in our society. When we are going to watch news from our television or to the newspaper or maybe to the social media, right? Ruling ideologies of the particular ruling class can be visible each and every surface according to Antonio Gramsci's point of view. Right? When you are going to worship to the temple, church, mosque, right? Shrine, we can see the ruling or dominant or hegemonic ideology of the particular hegemonic class or hegemonic class or dominant class. That's his basic idea. Cultural hegemony is the philosophic and sociological concept that a culturally diverse society can be ruled or dominated by one of its social classes. Now you can apply this idea to identify certain political and social bad social entities, right? It is the dominance of one social group over another, the ruling class over all other classes. The theory claims that the ideas of the ruling class come to be seen as the norm. Claims that ideas of the ruling class. Throughout our lesson, I tried to say this. Ideas of the ruling class, then they become an established ideas of the all other people in our society. All of us would like to accept those ideas as our own norms, but really they are not our own norms, but we would like to accept those things as our norms. Giving an example of having burger and other type of French fries and other things in famous shopping mall, right? I have said that those things are becoming our norms, right? While we are having a lunch, there's a norm establishing norm, emerging norm among us. It is better if we could have a drink, I mean soft drink. I'm not going to say their commercial name or brand name. Otherwise, I would help them to promote or promote them, right? That type of mindset is emerging, right? When we are going to a small shop, we would like to have a lunch, right? So then there's some kind of perception and norm in our mind. It has been installed in our mind like that. It's better to, if we could have a small snack while we are having our lunch. You know what I am saying, right? Likewise, there are certain norms, right, in our mind. So most of us are using mobile phones, right? But while we are using our mobile phones, always we are not satisfied with our existing mobile phone. Am I right? Everyone wants to have better phone or branded phone as our mobile phone, right? There are those brands, branded items, branded thinking, branded norms, branded type of lifestyle are coming from. Actually, they are coming from the marketplace, from the trade, from the media. Knowingly or unknowingly, right? We would prefer to have them. We would prefer to adjust them. That's why Althusser and Santhal Mufi, the prominent scholars, said that we are not the citizen. Actually, we are the subjects, subject of someone, subject of some institution, subject of any kind of organization, right? We are not the citizen according to them, because we are being used by someone. We are being used always by someone. That's why Antonio Gramsci is also saying there are hegemonic norms which were established by the hegemonic class using hegemonic ideas, hegemonic ideologies, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, we accepted all these things. Because of our way of socialization, we stored all these things in our mind. Right? I think you can have clear idea, clear picture about this. Now I'm going to move next one. If you have any question, please ask. Right? In here, you have full freedom. You are fully free. You can raise your voice. Then another scholar, Herbert Marcus. This is the picture of Herbert Marcus, right? What he said, if we accepted, if we accept ideology, then we will become a one-dimensional man. One-dimensional. Why that one-dimensional means the person who can see only one side. That person, whether he or she cannot see other part of, again our connection problem, sorry for that. Right, when the connection was lost, we were talking about the idea about Herbert Marcus, right? According to him, if we accept one ideology, we can see only this part, right? We cannot, for example, now I can see this area, but I cannot see this side, left hand side of my face, because there's a barrier, right? Likewise, if I accept ideology once, then there's a chance to become a one-dimensional man, the person who cannot see other side, the person who cannot see diverse background, the person who cannot see widely. Now we are in our day-to-day life, we are calling it narrow-minded person, narrow-minded, right? His mind is very narrowed down, right? So, and according to him, advanced industrial society has developed a totalitarian characteristic. Actually, advanced industrial society, they are very busy. The people, those who are in those society, they are working like machines. Sometimes they cannot see broadly. They cannot think about their children. They cannot think about their wives. They cannot think about their husband. They cannot think about their parents, right? They are becoming like machines. They are working on that. Their target is they are having big targets, right? So many fishes are coming from different side. I mean, from their especially from their working places. Then they are running behind the time. They are running behind the mind. They are running behind the money, right? So they may not have time to think about others, to think about environment, to think about intellectual type of things, mental resilience or something like that, right? So then they become a one-dimensional man, according to Marcus. So now today I'm going to stop almost 1 hour. I was talking, right? If you have any questions, now you can raise. If you want to more clarification, you can ask questions. Anything do you need to know? Hello? Sonali?
Yes, sir.
Anything do you want to know? Do you have questions, comments?
No, sir. So far, I understood.
Okay, but why you
Because
are
of the examples, it's clear. You
okay?
give.
Why you are saying it very slowly?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not.
All these things are very clear.
Yes, sir. Because you
Good.
explain with the examples, it becomes more clear.
Yes. That's why I'm always trying to use examples, right?
Yeah.
Make them very easily and make them very clear.
Yes.
So then, Sankalpani, thank you very much, Senali. Sankalpani. Hello.
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Everything is fine.
Hello, sir.
How about you? Any questions?
Hello.
Any questions?
Okay, sir.
Everything is good.
Hello, sir. No. All clear.
You are in Colombo, no?
No, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
No, sir.
Where are you in?
Kurunegala Nikkavarati, sir.
Kurunegala Nikkavarati. So far, right? I
Yeah.
think that's a very beautiful area, very plain area.
Yeah.
We are hoping
Yes,
to
sir.
visit that area in near future after this corona situation. We'll see.
Okay.
Everything is fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Shamila? How do you feel today now?
That's good.
Good? Just good? Or
Yeah.
any questions, comment?
No, sir. I
Good
understood
means?
everything.
Sorry?
I understood, sir. Today's
Everything?
lesson. Yeah, sir.
Okay, last time you have a question, right?
Yeah, sir.
Any questions you have, right? You can raise, right?
Okay, sir.
Shamila, I didn't see Pratipa. Is she in here or not?
Okay.
Shamila,
Sir?
do you know Pratipa? Pradeepa coming from Ampara? You
Sir,
don't
I
know?
cannot hear you, sir.
Okay, I will ask from another one. Okay,
No, sir, no. I know. Yes, I know.
you know, no? Where is she?
I know, sir.
Yeah. I mean, is she joining
Yes, sir.
our discussion, online discussion? Hello?
Yes, sir, I think so.
Okay.
No, sir. She didn't join today.
Okay, that's why I didn't see her face, right? Her connection.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, I don't know, sir. I will ask her, sir.
Yeah, please call to her, right? And inform her to join our discussion with us.
Okay, sir.
If any questions regarding connection or any other things, please let us know, okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. Thank you. Who are the others? Rosanne. Today you are in here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You are coming from? What's your hometown? Anuradhapura or somewhere else? Can you hear me? Rosanne? Sorry?
Sir?
Yeah. Any questions? Everything is clear?
I can't hear you.
Uh,
Sir?
yeah, it is difficult to hear from you. Where is your hometown? Where are you in?
Trinkos.
Sorry?
Trinko.
Ah, yeah. Trincomalee, right?
Sir,
You are connecting with us while sitting over there in Trincomalee. Any questions do you have regarding our discussion today?
sir, what are you asking?
Any questions? Any problem regarding our
No,
lesson?
sir.
Everything is clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Sir.
Please again watch this video. If you have any questions, please ask anytime, okay?
Okay,
Rosa?
sir.
Okay, thank you. Then the last one, Sayu Kanchana. Sayu means Sayuri? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Any questions from
Hello?
your side?
No, sir.
Any comments?
All things are clear, sir, because of those pictures and nice examples. So we can understand everything.
Okay, thank you very much. So, any questions? If you have, please ask. Anything do you want to clear? No? Oh, yes.
No, sir.
Where is Dulhani? Dulani, no? Dulhani.
Her one of relation was died and she is busy with those funeral activities.
Oh my goodness. What was happened to that
Uh,
person?
Her Mahappa was
Okay.
died
It means
because of,
father's elder brother, right?
yeah.
Okay. What was happened to him?
In his brain there was a blood clot.
Oh my God. It's stroke. Oh my goodness. She was busy with that activities, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, she cannot concentrate regarding, I mean, having this kind of issues, right?
Yeah, I think
That
she
might
is
be
in
the
her
reason.
house.
Yeah. Everything is fine. So I didn't see for a long time. Pratipa, if you have her phone number, can you call her and try to take what's called her message to me?
Okay, sir.
So then I didn't see Darcy today. She's also in home. Oh, somewhere else.
I'll ask him then, sir.
Okay. Because video is very clear, but it's better if you can join this discussion, right? I mean,
Yeah.
while we are talking, if you have any questions, you can ask. Like Shamila did nicely last day, right? Anything you need to have more clear understanding in our discussion, you can ask question anytime. You are free. All of us are born free, right? Like Rousseau very clearly said, right? Anything do you want to know? Hello?
Hello?
Anything?
No, sir.
Okay, now thank you very much for all of you for participating. Now I'm going to stop. Have a nice day and take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you for everyone. I will upload this to YouTube and what's called Google Drive. Then we'll send the link, right?
Okay, sir.
Then you can watch it later on. Okay, thank you very much for everyone.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.